Hi everyone. How are you guys all doing today? And how are you guys feeling mentally, emotionally, spiritually these days? Are you holding up? Are you finding yourself feeling more resilient? Are you finding yourself, falling? Are you finding yourself feeling inspirational? What are the feelings that you're going through? Let me know and share it with me. It was funny because I had a viewer, and her name is Vicky. She contacted me about really wanting to speak with me and do like a private session. And normally I don't do private sessions because for a lot of reasons. It takes a lot of time and energy, and just to create the videos takes a lot of time and energy, so I just don't have enough time and energy. And I want to put out a video that could help as many people as possible. So if I put out a video, then it helps a lot more people. So that's another reason why private sessions are not something that I generally do. But for some reason, I felt called to do this private session with Vicky. And she just poured her heart out to me about having a 25-year-old relationship with somebody. And it all kind of ended just like that. And she is raising 3 kids plus 2 nieces. So she's really raising 5 children by herself. Hello, Jerome. Hello, Allie. Oh, first time here. Oh, you're welcome. It's my pleasure and honor. So I was really trying to get to her issue because I could see that she was stressed, anxiety-ridden. I mean, it was just horrible. Her energy was so chaotic, and it was just, I could feel her chaotic energy. I just can feel it. She didn't even have to speak. I could feel it even without her speaking. Hi, Mia. So what I realized is that sort of towards the end, all of a sudden, it came to me like a lightning bolt that Vicky never gave herself the time and never honored herself with the grieving process, the grieving of this relationship ending. What she was trying to do was, she says, I'm a strong woman. It doesn't matter. I'm going to move on. It was like she was putting that, the divorce, the separation under the rug. And that was what was creating all of that chaotic energy, that stressed energy, the anxiety energy, the energy of a lot of confusion. Because she's just trying to, oh, you sounds like your last relationship. Wow, that law of attraction, that's why you're here, Allie. So she never honored her grieving process. And I said to Vicky, you need to acknowledge and honor your grief. You feel like you have to be the strong woman. You have to take care of everything, take care of everybody. But you're not taking care of yourself, and you're not taking care of yourself because you haven't given yourself the permission to grieve and acknowledge that grief. So her story, her experience is today's inspiration for today's meditation. We are going to do a meditation to acknowledge whatever grief that we have. And, whether it's it's a loss of a relationship, a divorce, whether it's, anything in our life. Maybe somebody passed away in our life, maybe there was a divorce in our life, maybe there was a separation, maybe, something happened at your job and it was traumatic. Whatever that grief is, today's meditation is to honor that grief. It's to honor that grief. And I just want to right before the meditation, I want to make a really quick announcement that we're going to be creating a community outside of this platform, outside of the YouTube platform, where we can really start to exchange our stories and our grief and our pain and our joy and spiritual and holistic living tips, like really have a yin and yang community outside of the YouTube platform. And I'm just announcing it today. It's going to happen pretty quickly. And so that's a platform that you can join to really have conversations and open dialogue about your life, your experiences, what you're going through, and to really support each other in this journey of healing and collectively support that journey of healing, because we all, I'm glad, I know, I'm really, really excited about it. I'm doing it with somebody amazing. I'm doing this community with somebody incredible, and I'll introduce you to him soon. And it's going to be amazing, and it's going to be incredible, and it's going to be exciting, because I've realized that I really want to create this community so you can also participate, like actively participate in that community and tell your stories and exchange stories and ideas and tips. That's how we all grow and learn. We never stop learning and we never stop growing. And one of the biggest ways to learn and grow is by being in a community that's safe, that's supportive of each other. That's the type of community that I want to build, that it's safe, that it's supportive to one another. And we're not judging others. We're just providing that unconditional support, because we are not in that person's shoes. And once we've walked in that person's shoes, then we can see things from their perspective. Oh, I'm so glad. Okay, that's so wonderful. I'm glad you have a lot of things to share. So let's get really comfortable to do this grieving meditation. And at some point, I'm going to guide pretty much the whole meditation. But after the breathing exercises, I'm going to play some music. And I'm still going to guide it as we play the music, okay? So let's ask the divine to be here with us, and all of our spirit guides to be here with us, to be present and feel their unconditional love and support while we do this meditation. We call upon the divine and all of our spirit guides to be here with us right here, right now, to guide this meditation with unconditional love, unconditional guidance, and unconditional support and compassion. So we thank you, God, the divine, and all of our spirit guides for being here with us and loving us and supporting us so unconditionally. Your presence makes this meditation all the more powerful. And so we go deep into our breath. So we could set our energy fully in this present moment. Use your breath to be consciously, fully aware of the now. Your breath is the connection between the mind, body, and soul. And as any thoughts arise about the past or the future that has nothing to do with the now, just gently observe that thought and let it go. Whatever that thought is, do not judge it. Just simply observe like a third eye witness and just gently let it go, like leaves floating down the river. Just gently let it go. And return back to your breath that anchors you to the now, which is where all of your power is. And as you use your breath to move that chi energy throughout your body, visualize that breath. And as you inhale, visualize that breath going into the area of your body that may have resistant energy. So if you feel tension in your head, breathe that pra-chi energy into your head. And now allow that beautiful breath of white light to help you to release resistant energy in the part of the body that you are holding on to. Maybe it's your chest. Maybe it's in your throat. Maybe it's in your shoulder. Maybe it's in your gut. Maybe it's in your back. See where the tension arises and bless and love that area. Say, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Allow your natural state of well-being return to that area and return to every cell, every tissue, every organ in your body. Let go. Let go. Let go. Let go. Now, let's acknowledge the grief energy that exists within us. Just acknowledge it. Say, grief, I am here with you, and I acknowledge your presence within me. And just be present with any grief. Be present with it. Do not judge it. Just be present with it, like a supportive friend. And we're going to speak to our grief. Say to your grief, I love you. I love you. I love you. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay that you exist. It's okay that you are here with me right now. I love you. I love you. I love you. I am present with you. I am present with you. I am present with you. If your grief is in the form of deep sorrow, let that deep sorrow just arise and simply observe that deep sorrow. I am here with you, deep sorrow. I am not leaving you, deep sorrow. It's okay to be deep sorrow. I am sitting here right by you, deep sorrow. And it's okay to be in deep sorrow. Just simply be present with that deep sorrow. Don't push it away. Just be with it. Don't run away from it. Just be with it. I love you. I love you. I love you. If your grief is in the form of guilt, if you are holding on to guilt, just simply observe that feeling of guilt. Does the guilt feeling manifest in your chest, in your heart, in your throat? Where does that guilt feeling manifest? And say to guilt, I love you. I love you. I love you. Don't push away guilt. Don't run away from the guilt. Just be present with it, as if you were sitting next to guilt. I sit next to you, guilt, and I appreciate you for what you are. Just be present with guilt. I love you. I love you. Now, if your grief is in the form of deep regret, just be present with that feeling of regret. I love you. I love you. I love you. I am here with you, regret. I am sitting with you, regret. I am here for you, regret. I acknowledge your presence, regret. I love you. I love you. Now, if your grief is in the form of loneliness and separation, deep loneliness and separation, that feeling of separation and loneliness is so deep. Just sit with that separation feeling. Just be with it. I love you. I love you. I am here with you, separation. I do not judge you. I allow you to be here with me. I am present with you. You are my greatest teacher. I love you. I love you. I love you. Whatever your grief is, just allow it to be as it is. Let it be. Do not judge it. Do not run from it. Do not suppress it. Just let it be with you. Let that grief run its course as it should. Don't try to do anything with the grief. Just let it be in its universal perfection. Now that grief energy, allow that grief energy to evolve and transform into the deepest compassion for yourself. Deepest compassion for yourself. Allow that grief energy to evolve and transform into the deepest love for yourself. Deepest unconditional love for yourself. Unconditional compassion. Unconditional love for your grief. Allow it to take its course. Do not run from it. Do not reject it. Be fully present with it. And the beauty of the transformation and evolution of this grief energy into this beautiful white light of unconditional love and compassion for yourself and therefore for others. Thank you, grief, for being here with us today, for being our greatest teacher, and showing us how to unconditionally love ourselves and have unconditional compassion for ourselves. You are my greatest teacher. Repeat after me. I love you. 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 Namaste. Thank you, everyone, for joining me in that wonderful meditation. Hi, Abi. Oh, thank you so much, Abi. That's so sweet of you. Hi, Sejal. Thank you so much for joining me collectively in that meditation. I actually almost started to feel tears coming down my my face. It started right here. I don't have a tissue with me. I receive so much healing from these meditations, to tell you the truth. And I'm so selfish because you guys are all helping me to heal. And so I hope that these group healing meditations are helping you to heal as well. Oh, Allie. Oh, I'm so glad. Hello, so powerful. Oh, thank you so much. I am so glad that you guys really received benefit from this meditation. Thank you for that. Thank you. I am so glad, because I receive just as much as you receive, and that's the darn truth. You guys just give me so much healing. I can feel the energy of love, compassion, support, the divine energies working through me, around me, reaching every single one of you and coming together as one. Like all of this energy just, being shared by all of us together, and then all of us collectively together, sending this energy out to the universe so that our planet can also heal. And so, like I said, this grief meditation was inspired by Vicky. So thank you, Vicky. And I hope, Vicky, you get a chance to listen to this meditation, because this meditation was really inspired by your grief. And so if you have any questions now that you want me to answer, give my opinion, advice, suggestion, then please do so. If you had some kind of a profound experience during this meditation and you want to share it, please do so. And like I said, one of the main reasons why I'm creating this community is because what I realize is that, during these live streaming sessions that I do, I feel like it's limited, in what you can input, your experiences, your joys and sorrows and happiness and failures and successes. So that's why I'm creating the community, because I want your input a lot more. I want to hear your stories. I want to hear your trials and tribulations. I want to hear your joys. I want to hear your successes. And I want that all to be shared. And that's the main reason for creating the community. So, like I said again, Allie, we are all connected. This is great proof. Yes, Allie, absolutely. We are all connected by that one source energy. And the fact is that the reason why we have so many problems in our planet, whatever they may be, if it's political problems or environmental problems, we've got homeless problems, we've got, all of the problems that we really have on our planet is because we don't understand in a profound way that we are all connected. We are coming from this one source energy. There is no duality. There is no he or she. There is no, US versus Russia. There is no China versus this. There is no, black versus white. There is no yellow versus brown. There's no, in terms of the energy, the truth of who we are is the same energy. That's the truth of who we are. And so what happens is when we get caught up with our thoughts and beliefs that person is different from me, that's when we get into trouble. Because we are now operating based on separation, not based on unity. But the truth of who we are, the absolute truth of our existence, is one source energy. This non-physical energy that is all interrelated and connected. So Allie says, I felt each emotion come up different places within me. Thought it was all in my mind, but now I feel so much lighter as you taught me to give it unconditional love. Oh, Allie, thank you so much for sharing that. That is exactly what I wanted for you to feel lighter, lighter, lighter. Grief is such a heavy thing. It is such a heavy thing. It is so heavy. It's like we're carrying these heavy bricks on our shoulder. And so when we give it unconditional love, it lifts some of that grief. Hello, Jerome says, as we began, I felt great and I could not think of any grief. I'm happy. But as soon as you pronounce grief, then subsequently the word guilt, I envisioned an episode of deep abandonment and guilt. Wow. And that was one of the things why I went through the different emotions like guilt, regret, separation, loneliness, deep sorrow, is for that very reason. Because a lot of times when we have grief, a lot of it is grief about what we did. It's not even the grief that we divorced that person. It was that we carry so much guilt within ourselves. Like, did I do it wrong? Did I not do it right? Why did I do it this way? Why didn't I not do that this way? Right? And that's one of the things that I really started to see in Vicky. I started to see that she was like starting to take blame she was questioning, why did this 25-year relationship just end like that? And I could see that she was blaming herself. Like she was going into the space of blame. Like, maybe I did this wrong. Maybe I did that wrong. Maybe I wasn't good enough. Maybe I wasn't a good wife or a good partner. All of this guilt, I could feel just arising from her, questioning herself, feeling guilty. Yes, that's right. Okay, and then you say meditating over it gave me instant clarity. Wow, how powerful is that? And the first step of forgiving this within, because I'm only human. That's right. But you're not only human. You are superhuman. You are, people don't understand how truly powerful they really are. Each of us doesn't really understand the power, the infinite power that we truly have. Because we're so conditioned by society. It's this conditioning that we're not good enough. That we have to be this, that we have to conform to this, we have to conform to that. But when you start to peel away all of that conditioning, the beliefs that we have because we are conditioned, we return back to the truth of who we are, which is this pure positive energy of God and love. Pure positive energy. Now, that pure positive energy is the same energy that created this entire universe. We are made up of the same energy that created this entire universe. Think about how powerful that is. Think about how explosive that is. Think about the infinite potential, the infinite potential that each one of us really has. And the reason why we're not experiencing that infinite potential in our life is because we are so weighed down by all of these conditioned limiting beliefs about ourselves. We are literally weighed down by it. So you're not only human, you are an amazing human being. You are infinite possibility human being. Yes, we are all co-creating here. That's right. It's all co-creation. Absolutely. And so, Allie and Jerome, thank you so much for your wisdom. Oh, that is so nice, Allie. Oh my God. That's so sweet that you said you're an amazing teacher. I don't see myself as that. I see myself truly as just being really a pencil for God, a pencil for God's work, pencil for the divine work. that this is my soul's path and this is what I'm called to do in this life. And you guys help me just as much as I hope that I'm helping you, to tell you the truth. You know, I created Yin and Yang Living, honestly, really to heal myself, heal my life, because I had a lot of problems and issues. So, yes, how powerful we all are. We are such powerful beings. And all of the conditioning that we're holding on to makes us feel unworthy, makes us feel not good enough. And when we have conditioned ourselves to believe that, that is what weighs us down. That is what, gets us into a lot of trouble in life, whether it's relationships, career, money, even health issues, So it's true. It's true. We have to start to return back to the truth of who we are. And so I realized that the first step for Vicky was to honor her grief before she could really start healing. The first step for her healing was to acknowledge her grief. And I'm going to be doing a video about this, about, really learning how to grieve, because that's really the first step. We can't just push it under the rug. There was a beautiful quote that says, healing is releasing, not suppressing. So Vicky was really suppressing. Like, she was like, I'm fine. He left. I'm okay. Now I have to move on. I have 5 kids. I have a business, blah, 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 blah. I can't be bothered with, my grief. I don't have time for it. I'm going to move on. But, she really could not move on. She really could not move on. And as the days were going by, she was actually getting worse and worse. She was trying to rationalize in her mind that it's okay. I can handle it. I have to be a mom. I have to be the caregiver of 5 children. I have to run a business. Like, she was just trying to, wash over everything. And what she was finding is that she was just getting worse and worse. It was like all festering within her. It was just this fester. And that festering gave her this chaotic energy. It was like so chaotic. Like, I could feel the chaos. The way she was speaking was so chaotic. Her energy just, we did all of this session through Zoom. But I could feel it. I could just feel her just like this energy. And I said, wow. I said, I realized that she needed to do the grieving process. That was her first step in healing. And so, I talk about, this stuff in my video, Power of Vulnerability. So how did Vicky click? What made a difference? Great question. Well, for Vicky, I told her she needed to acknowledge and honor her grief. That's what I said to her. I said, Vicky, you need to acknowledge and honor your grief. Yeah, well, I told her to do a meditation, and all of a sudden when I said that, it clicked. All of a sudden it clicked in her. And all of a sudden her energy shifted. Like, all of a sudden it was like her energy calmed down. It calmed down. Because before it was like, it just, when I said to her, she realized, yes. And all of a sudden it clicked. And her energy just calmed down. And she smiled. She said, you're right. You're right. And so then I try Ho'oponopono technique you suggested live lesson, feel much better. Sajal, you tried the Ho'oponopono meditation? Wow. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's your conscious mind speaking to your subconscious mind. So then I told Vicky about what to do, that she needs to do the grief meditation and just give your grief unconditional love, unconditional compassion, and be with it like we did today, that just be present with it. And it really just shifted something for her. She realized that she just kept on going on and on with life, trying to suppress it and pretend everything was okay. when it wasn't. And that shift really made a difference. So, I told her to, tell me, kind of keep in touch of how she's doing, and she says she would, so I will report that to you. And she gave me permission to tell the story, but I didn't give you all the details of what was going on, but she actually gave me permission, so that's why I'm sharing it, because she gave me permission. Allie, yeah, so that's Sajal. So did you do you have any question about that Ho'oponopono meditation, Sajal? Because I remember last week you had asked me a bunch of questions. Did you feel like like the toxic people were a little bit less toxic? May I ask what video that meditation is in? The Ho'oponopono? It's in the last week's live streaming. Last week's live streaming, we did Ho'oponopono, and we can do that again. So Ho'oponopono, Allie, is basically the conscious mind, what they call the mother, is speaking to the subconscious mind, the inner child, asking it to help me release all of this negative energy, the trauma, all the stuff that doesn't serve me. And then the subconscious mind communicates with the higher conscious mind. And then the higher conscious mind communicates with the divine. And then the divine releases. So there's a video, Allie, on Ho'oponopono. So look at that. Look up that video that explains what Ho'oponopono is. I have a video just about Ho'oponopono. And last week, we did a meditation based on Ho'oponopono. So one of the things about this Ho'oponopono meditation, you're constantly, in Ho'oponopono, they call it the cleaning process, the cleaning. As you let go of all this stuff, all this trauma, you're cleaning out. It's very redundant. Toxicity is somewhat reduced. Oh, good. But it's a lifelong process, I'm telling you. So one of the gentleman, Dr. Hugh Len, whom I mentioned in that video, that Ho'oponopono video, he says it's so repetitive, because you're constantly cleaning things out, constantly. Why is it constant? Because we have so much crap in our subconscious mind that we are not even conscious of. We are not even conscious of all the crap that we have, because our consciousness is really eternal, right? So when this body leaves, we still have our consciousness. And our consciousness is still holding on to all that crap, all the traumas. So you come into a new life and you're holding on to that crap still. So there's so much crap that we're not even conscious of. So in Ho'oponopono, it's like, we're just saying, look, divine, look, subconscious mind, I don't even know what all of the trauma is. I don't need to know what all of the trauma is. Just help me to please release it. Because the divine knows what it is. The divine knows everything. The divine is infinite intelligence, infinite love, infinite wisdom. So it's saying, please, just help me to release it. I don't know what it all is in my subconscious mind, because we have a lot of crap in there. So, Ho'oponopono, yeah, you know what? That's a good question. It's a Hawaiian word. There is a translation for it, but for some reason, I forget what the translation of Ho'oponopono is. I forget what it means. I have to look it up. Because I forgot. It's a Hawaiian word. So Ho'oponopono. So that's the reason why we have to keep cleaning out. The cleaning. It's like, Dr. Hugh Len, the guy who teaches Ho'oponopono, he says, I clean all day, every day. It gets redundant. Sometimes it gets really redundant. But, I have so much stuff that I clean out. So literally what Dr. Hugh Len, the way he did Ho'oponopono is when he started doing workshops on Ho'oponopono, because there was this life coach, Tom Vitale, that asked him to do Ho'oponopono workshops around the country. Tom Tom Vitale approached Dr. Hugh Len, the Ho'oponopono guy, what Dr. Hugh Len did was he would, before he go into a workshop, like weeks before he went into a workshop, he got the list of the names of the attendees, and he also got the venue. Where was the venue? And he looked at pictures of the venue, and he got the list. And so he would do a Ho'oponopono meditation with that list, with the pictures of the venue, to clean himself. Because in Ho'oponopono, the reason why that angry person showed up was because you're sharing anger. You're sharing it. And that's the reason why that angry person showed up. Because if you have zero anger in you, that nobody can show up angry in front of you. So he would, for weeks before the workshop, he would clean himself out. Why did he do this? Because he wanted to make sure that when he attended the workshop, and gave that workshop, that nobody would show up angry. Nobody would show up frustrated. Nobody would show up in that negative space. So the genius of Ho'oponopono is you clean yourself out. You don't clean the other person out. You clean yourself out. And as you clean yourself out, then the right people show up. So if you clean out every single anger energy within you, no angry person can ever show up. And if that person holds anger and shows up, he or she will not show up with anger. He or she will never show up. It's like saying God. If you have the presence of God, no angry person can show up. Even if that person exhibits anger in his life, once he's in the presence of God, he will not be angry. So it's all about taking full responsibility here, and then different experiences will show up in our outer world. That's why your outer world is really just a reflection of your inner world. So everything that's happening on this planet, whether it's our economy, this, that, is a reflection of our collective consciousness. That's what it really is. Everything within us, Buddha, that's right. So the Buddha always says, and I'm so redundant about that, the Buddha always says, you know what? When you change your mind, he says, don't worry about changing other people's minds. When you change your mind, you're going to change the world. Don't worry about changing other people's minds. Just change your mind, and then you will change the world. That is profound. That is profound. That is profound. Because as you shift your energy, the people that are, and then you're broadcasting that energy out to the universe, you're attracting the people. By influence, you're influencing others. And then that influence becomes a domino effect, right? So one person influences two people. It's like the pandemic, the virus infects one person, and then the 2 people infect 10 people, the 10 people infect 100 people. It's the same thing. When you're constantly broadcasting an energetic frequency, it's influencing others around you. And then they naturally change or they disappear. That's why when you change your own mind, you change the world. To make right. Oh, thank you, Iwa. Thank you. To make right. So you're saying that we attract toxic people if you don't work on ourselves first. Yes. Yes. That's right. If you want to practice Ho'oponopono, and this was exactly the question that Sajal asked me last week. He says, how do I deal with toxic people? How do I deal with toxic people? Because this is, and people ask me this all the time. all the time, toxic people, because we all have toxic people in our lives. It's a huge, and so Sajal actually asked the same question. Yes, we attract, the reason why that person appears is because we still have that energy within us. And if we had zero of it, then that person wouldn't have shown up that way. So not so long ago, my neighbor yelled at us about my dog barking a little too much. And I realized, and he yelled at us with anger, not with courtesy or respect. And I realized, I said to my husband, you know what? I know you're still holding on to anger. I know I'm pretty sure that I'm still holding on to some anger. And that's why he showed up with anger, because he could have said it a different way. And we weren't angry at that moment when he yelled at us. We were consciously in a good space. We were peaceful. But in our subconscious mind, we're still holding on to that anger. And that's why you continue to clean yourself out, clean yourself out, clean yourself out, clean yourself out. And so as you keep cleaning yourself, less and less toxic people start to show up. And if those people show up, they will show up in a different way. They won't show up with all of that hatred, anger, depression, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? They will show up, or they will disappear altogether. One or the other. They'll show up differently, or they'll disappear. Yeah, my dog's name is Happy, Happee. I rescued him. He's my little baby. He has a lot of mental issues. This one, but my God sent him to me because he's one of my greatest teachers. He's my greatest teacher. He's teaching me how to keep my calm energy. Because when you have a vicious dog, you have to keep your energy extremely calm, and you have to have patience. And with Happy, I have to keep my energy calm, and I have to have patience. And that's why God brought Happy to me, because he's teaching me those things. He's teaching me how to keep a calm energy and how to be patient. So, and his name was Happy. When I rescued him, his name was already Happy. I didn't make it up. I just changed the spelling at the end to P-P-E-E at the end. Because I thought it was cuter. And he has a t-shirt that says Happee. So he's my darling. So so like I said, I'm going to start this community. I'm so excited. And I think the first phase of the community will probably even start next week. That's the first. We have several phases of the community happening. So there's several components to the community. So I think the first phase will launch next week, and I will tell you where to go. And then we'll have a deeper community even beyond that. So I'm so looking forward to this community, because I think we could really, really help each other further and really collectively grow in our spiritual expansion and growth. That's what it's really about. It's about the expansion of our soul. That's all it's about. We come to this physical plane to learn all of these lessons, and we learn these lessons through obstacles and challenges for the spiritual expansion and growth. That's what it's really about. That's it. Phases like the moon phases. That's right. And with the community, we're going to do meditations around the new moon, the full moon, when the energy shifts. So we're going to do like meditations around stuff like that. Okay, so let's close it out. Thank you so much again. I love you guys all for joining me in this powerful meditation. I felt this unbelievable energy, and so I thank you. So let's do a little prayer to really set the tone for the rest of our day. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit Guides. Thank you so much for being present here with us collectively to really raise our vibrational frequency and allow us to surrender and release all of that resistant energy that does not serve us and that does not serve our planet. We thank you so much for guiding us unconditionally for our highest good of each one of us and for our planet. And thank you for allowing us to send this pure, positive, high energy of love and compassion to ourselves, first and foremost to ourselves, and out to the rest of the planet and the universe, so we can have our collective healing. Thank you so much for being here with us. And we are so grateful for this opportunity to be more and more present in the now. Be more and more present in the now. Because as we become more and more present in the now, we are shifting our energy, we are raising our vibrational frequency, and returning back to the truth of who we are, which is pure positive energy of God and love. So we thank you so much for this amazing meditation and live session to collectively heal each other. The power of God is within me, and the grace of God surrounds me. Thank you. Namaste. I love you, everyone. I'll see you next week. Stay safe, healthy, and please unconditionally love yourself.